Hi, today I wanted to share with you some interesting facts and things that I have learned in doing some research about caffeine and how it reacts and works with our bodies and where it's found in the world around us. The FDA states that it is both a drug and a food additive. Caffeine is used in both prescription and over-the-counter medicines to treat tiredness or drowsiness and to improve the effects of some pain relievers. It increases the release of acid in your stomach and sometimes leading to an upset stomach or heartburn. Caffeine is also a diuretic, which means the more you drink, well, we know the rest. And it drains your body of water. Caffeine is defined as a drug because it stimulates the central nervous system, causing increased alertness. Does its job, right? It is contained in more than 60 plants, which is a remarkable number. Thus, it's been hypothesized that caffeine was originally actually a minor nutrient, not essential for the plant, but extremely useful as a pesticide. In fact, caffeine is toxic for most insects and animals, especially herbivores. It resembles a brain chemical. Caffeine has similar molecular structure to adenosine, which is a neurotransmitter. Because of its chemical resemblance to adenosine, caffeine can bind to the adenosine receptors in the brain cell. Caffeine's stimulant effects come mainly from the way it acts on the brain's adenosine receptors. Normally, the binding of the adenosine to its receptors produces a drowsiness and depresses the central nervous system, which slows down the nerve cells' activity and promotes relaxation. But when caffeine molecules take the place of the adenosine and bind to these same receptors, it blocks the sleep-inducing action of adenosine and speeds up that nerve cell activity, thus causing the person to feel temporarily more awake and energetic. And this study was done by Live Science magazine. Some of the surprising facts that I found, caffeine is absorbed into your blood and tissues within about 45 minutes of being consumed, but it takes much longer than that for the body to break it down and clear it from a person's system. The half-life of caffeine, or the time it takes to eliminate 1/2 of the caffeine people have in their bodies, is about 4 hours. The caffeine's half-life may be shortened by those who are smokers by about 3 hours. In contrast, women who take birth control or are pregnant, the caffeine can stay in their systems. For women on the pill, it's about 4 hours longer. And for women who are pregnant, especially in the final weeks of pregnancy, it can stay in their blood system for up to 10.5 hours. Another interesting fact was that death from too much caffeine is rare, but it is possible. In rare instances, when caffeine is consumed at a high enough concentration, typically in excess of about 5 grams in adults, which is comparable to 30 cups of coffee, it can kill you. There was a study done and a book written called Foods That You Can Overdose On. Caffeine withdrawal is a real condition. In the latest version of the Psychology Handbook, Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, caffeine withdrawal is listed as a mental health condition. The text describes the effects seen in some people who abruptly stop or dramatically curb and cut back on daily use of caffeine, as throbbing headaches, fatigue, irritability, depressed mood, and difficulty concentrating. People who regularly consume caffeine actually wake up every morning in caffeine withdrawal. But they might not think of it that way. The truth is, these are signs of caffeine withdrawal. If you want more information about that, read 5 Hidden Sources of Caffeine. It's very interesting. So what is it in? Where is it found in the world around us? Caffeine can be found in extremely unusual places. These days, consumers might find or notice caffeine in some unexpected things, such as infused bottles of water, jelly beans, breath mints, peanut butter, chewing gum, It's everywhere. It's out to get us. There are even caffeine bath soaps, lotions, facial creams. And though it hasn't been proven that caffeine can be absorbed through the skin, it's been proven that it can do that, but it hasn't been proven that these necessarily improve these cosmetic products. Whether they contain the ingredient that works better than non-caffeinated counterparts, it's questionable. Caffeine can be found in tea, coffee, chocolate, soft drinks, pain relievers, like we said, over-the-counter medications and non. In its natural form, it's very, very bitter. But most of these drinks and stuff have been processed and gone through enough processing to camouflage the bitter taste. So I wanted to make a small scale comparison for you. That it can be taken in excess. 400 milligrams is considered the rate of excess that can lead to issues. So our wonderful Mountain Dew, a Mountain Dew, this specifically has 70 milligrams of caffeine in it. We all know about the wonderful rock stars and our energy drinks. These things actually contain almost half of your point of excess. This contains 240 milligrams in it because it has 2 servings. It's even in some of our favorite yummy chocolates. These have caffeine in them too. So a peanut butter cup, 1 pack of the 2 peanut butter cups, actually contains almost 10 milligrams of caffeine. A Kit Kat bar, 1, contains about 15. A special dark chocolate bar, which I love dark chocolate, actually has 31 milligrams in it. So I hope you've learned a little something, as I did, about caffeine and its effects on the body and where it can be found in the world around us. Thank you for listening.